I don't know what to think. I ran about my apartment furiously, holding my cell phone up to every corner to see if it got signal through the heavy walls. Finally, in the tiny bathroom, near one ceiling corner, I got a single bar. Holding my phone there, I sent a text message to every number in my list, not wanting to betray anything about my unfounded fears. I simply sent, "Seen anyone face to face lately?" At that point, I just wanted to reply back. I just wanted any reply back. I didn't care what the reply was or if I embarrassed myself. I tried to call someone a few times, but I couldn't get my head up high enough. And if I brought my cell phone down even an inch, it lost signal. Then I remembered the computer and rushed over to it, instant messaging anyone online. Most were idle or away from their computer. Nobody responded. My messages grew more frantic, and I started telling people about where I was and to stop by in person for a host of barely passable reasons. I didn't care about anything by this point. I just needed to see another person. I also tore apart my apartment building for something that I might have missed. Some way to contact another human being without opening the door. I know it's crazy. I know it's unfounded. But what if? What if? I just needed to be sure. I tapped the phone to the ceiling in case. I taped the phone to the ceiling in case. The phone rang. Exhausted from last night's rampage, I must have fallen asleep. I woke up to the phone ringing and ran into the bathroom, stood on the toilet, and flipped open the phone taped to the ceiling. It was Amy, and I feel so much better. She was really worried about me. Apparently had been trying to contact me since the last time I talked to her. She's coming over now, and yes, she knows where I am without me telling her. I feel so embarrassed. I'm definitely throwing this journal away before anyone sees it. I don't even know why I'm writing it now. Maybe it's just because it's the only communication I've had at all since. No one knows when. I look like hell too. I looked in the mirror before I came back in here. My eyes are sunken, my stubble is thicker, and I just look generally unhealthy. My apartment is trashed, but I'm not going to clean it up. I think I need someone else to see what I've been through. These past few days have not been normal. I'm not one to imagine things. I know I have been a victim of extreme probability. I'd probably missed seeing another person a dozen times. I just happened to go out when it was late at night. Just happened to go out when it was late at night, or the middle of the day when everyone was gone. Everything's perfectly fine. I know this now. Plus, I found something in the closet last night that helped me tremendously. A television! I set it up just before I wrote this, and it's on in the background. Television has always been an escape for me, and it reminds me that there's a world beyond these dingy brick walls. I'm glad Amy's the only one that responded to me after last night's frantic pestering of everyone I could contact. She's been my best friend for years. She doesn't know it, but I count the day that I met her among one of the few moments of true happiness in my life. I remember that warm summer day fondly. It seems a different reality from this dark, rainy, lonely place. I feel like I've spent days sitting in that playground, much too old to play, just talking with her and hanging around doing nothing at all. I feel like I can go back to that moment sometimes, and it reminds me that this damn place is not all there is. Finally, a knock on the door. I thought that it was odd that I couldn't see her through the camera I hid between two soda machines. I figured that it was bad positioning, like when I couldn't see out of the front door. I should have known. I should have known. After the knock, I yelled through the door jokingly that I had the camera between the soda machines, because I was embarrassed myself that I'd taken this paranoia too far. After I did, I saw her image walk over to the camera and look down at it. She smiled and waved. "Hey," she said to the camera brightly, giving it a wry look. "It's weird, I know," I said into the mic attached to my computer. "I've had a weird few days." "Must have," she replied. "Open the door, John." I hesitated. How could I be sure? "Hey, hear me a second there," I told through the mic. "Tell me one thing about us, just prove that you're you." She gave the camera a weird look. Alright, she said slowly, thinking. "We met at the playground when we were both way too old to be there." I sighed deeply as reality turned and fear faded. God, I'd been so ridiculous. Of course it was Amy. That day wasn't anywhere in the world except my memory. I'd never mentioned it to anyone. not out of embarrassment, but out of a strange secret nostalgia and his longing for those days to return. It, it was if there was some sort of if there was some unknown force at work trying to trick me, as I feared, there was no way they could know that day. Huh. Alright, I'll explain everything, I told her. Be right there. I ran to my small bathroom and fixed my hair as best I could. I looked like hell, but she wouldn't understand, snicking at my own unbelievable behaviour and the mess I'd made of the place. I walked to the door. I put my hand on the doorknob and gave the mess one last look. So ridiculous, I thought. My eyes traced over to the half-eaten food lying on the ground. The overflowing trash bin and the bed I'd tipped to the side looking for. God knows what. I almost turned to the door and opened it. My eyes fell on one last thing. The old webcam. The one I used for that eerily vacant chat with my friend. Its silent black sphere lay haphazardly tossed to one side. Its lens pointed at the table where this journal lay. An overwhelming terror took me as I realized that if something could see through that camera, it would have seen what I had just wrote that day. I asked her for any one thing about us, and she chose the only thing in the world that I thought they or it did not know. It did. It did. It could have been watching me the whole time. I didn't open the door. I screamed. I screamed in uncontrollable terror. I stomped on the old webcam on the floor. The door shook, and the doorknob tried to turn. I didn't hear Amy fuss through the door. Was the basement door made to keep out drafts too thick, or was Amy not outside? What could have been trying to get in if not her? The hell is it out there? I saw her on my computer through the camera outside. I heard her on the speaker through the camera outside. But was it real? How can I know? She's gone now. I screamed and shouted for help. I piled up everything in my apartment and went against the front door. Friday. At least I think it's Friday. I broke everything electronic. I smashed my computer to pieces. Every single thing on there could have been accessed by network access, or worse, altered. I'm a programmer. I know. Every little piece of information that I gave out since it started, my name, my email, my location, none of it came back from outside until I gave it out. I've been going over and over what I wrote. I've been pacing back and forth, alternating between stark terror and overpowering disbelief. Sometimes I'm absolutely certain some phantom entity is dead set on the simple goal of getting me to go outside. Back to the beginning, with a phone call from Amy. She was effectively asking me to open the door and go outside. I keep running through it in my head. One point of view says I've acted like a madman, and all of this is extreme convergence of probability. Never going outside at the right time by pure luck. Never seeing another person by pure chance. Getting a random nonsense email from some computer virus at just the right time. The other point of view that is extreme convergence of probability is the reason that whatever's out there hasn't gotten me already. I keep thinking. I never opened the window on the third floor. I never opened the front door until that incredibly stupid stunt with the hidden camera, after which I ran straight into my room and slammed the door. I haven't opened my own solid door since I flung open the front door of the building. Whatever's out there, if anything is out there, never made an appearance in the building before I opened the door. Maybe the reason it wasn't in the building already was that it was elsewhere, hitting everyone else. Then it waited till I betrayed my existence by trying to call Amy. The call, which didn't work until it called me and asked me my name. Terror literally overwhelmed every time I tried to fit the pieces of this nightmare together. That email, short, cut off, was it from someone trying to get the word out? Some friendly voice desperately trying to warn me before it came? Seen with my own eyes, don't trust them. Exactly what I've been so suspicious of. It could have masterful control of all things electronic, practicing its insidious deception to trick me into coming outside. Why can't it get in? It knocked on the door. It must have some solid presence. Door. The image of those doors in the upper hallway as guardian monoliths flashes back on my mind every time I trace this path of thought. Is there If there is some sort of phantom entity trying to get me to go outside, maybe it can't get through doors. I keep thinking back over all the books I've read or movies I've seen, trying to generate some explanation for this. Doors have always been such an intense but foci of human imagination, always seen as wards or portals of special importance, or perhaps the door is just too thick. I know I can't bash through any of the doors in this building, let alone the heavy basement ones. Aside from that, the real question is, why does it even want me? It just wanted to kill me, to do it in a number of ways, including just waiting until I starve to death. What if it doesn't want to kill me? What if that has some far more horrific fate in store for me? God, what can I do to escape this nightmare? A knock on the door, and I'll read more next time.